Welcome to TBTVSport and to the county ground where tonight Hamworthy United are hosting Wimborne Town in the Dorset Senior Cup semi-final. Tonight's winners will go on to face Poole Town in the final later on in the season. What a treat! He's not only sponsoring my goal of the season competition, but my mate Steve also runs an excellent waste removal business. Whether your need is for commercial or domestic, give him a shout for a no obligation quote. Coming up next from me is this weekend where Wimborne Town host Tiverton Town in the Southern League Premier South. Highlights will be up on Sunday, don't forget to tell your mum. There were a few dropouts from this season's competition, but this is the path to the semi-final, including the multiple rearrangements of Wimborne Town's quarter-final match against Gillingham Town. You can find highlights of the match that did take place on TBTV Sport. Anyway, back to tonight, and these are the squads and their starting 11s. One of the issues filming at the county ground is that there's no filming platform anymore, so I'm at pitch level with all the pitch level interference that you can imagine. Alongside that, and on a misty night like tonight, visibility is pretty poor because of the floodlights. For that reason, I'm going to switch to the behind the goal camera every now and then, mainly because the linesman was stood in front of the camera. Once again, these highlights are brought to you by TBTV. The first effort of the game came in from Dan Bartlett. Bartlett's shot probably shifted in the air, causing Scott to parry. I can't confirm that because the conditions had already taken their toll on my camera behind that goal. Thankfully, the brave little soldier that's my camera at the other end was still working and caught this moment of panic for the Magpies. Benfield was called into action again just a few minutes later. The pendulum had certainly swung in favour of the Hammers, but could they capitalise on it? Evidently so. Lee Francis, with a smart near-post flick, takes it beyond Benfield's grasp and onto the crossbar and onto the post and into the back of the net. The Magpies responded, forcing a smart save from Tommy Scott. This passage of play had everybody confused. The referee blowing up, speaking to his linesman and giving a free kick for who knows what.
Joe! I told him to move. Joe! He went and got the old Bill, and the old Bill really calls it the old He got kicked out of a few motions.
The eventual free kick flies wide, but that could have been an interesting conversation with Tim Sills at half-time. Even though the linesman had given offside, Benfield had no idea of that when he pulled off that outstanding save. As we close in on half-time, Benfield's called into action again. Whoops, butterfingers. Anyone would think it's near half-time. Scott was called into more serious action just a minute before the break. Despite their bright start, the Magpies have put in a fairly lacklustre first 45, so it's all the more noticeable that they come out for the second half a lot more fired up. The move you're watching now was a patient one, with Wimborne prodding, probing, moving side to side and trying to find an opening. Curtis Young finding Regan Mason, and he smashes it like an arrow into the far corner. That instilled a bit of belief into the Magpies, and Bedford then has a crack himself. Jack Lovell seemed to be on a mission to score against his former club. But once again it was Benfield that came out on top. Opportunities were now being created at both ends. And this last-ditch tackle by Billy Walker on Joe Freak prevented what looked like a certain goal. As the temperature dropped and the mist started to roll in, Hamworthy had a penalty shout. And here's yet another one for the Benfield showreel. We're now about 10 minutes on the end of this semi-final in a competition that, if you read social media, nobody really cares about. I'm no expert in body language, but Jack Lovell looks delighted and his teammates look happy as well. It's a funny old game, isn't it? With the clock ticking down, Harry Morgan decides to see whether his run of good scoring form can extend to one more match. And you know you're near the end of the match when the goalie goes up. After I received commiserations that Benfield didn't get his head on the ball and provide me with the clip of the year, the referee confirms that he's far too cold and wants to go home. It's the Hammers that go through to the final of the Dorset Senior Cup, where they will face Poole Town on an unknown date in an unknown location. Commiserations to Wimborne Town, but many congratulations to Tim Sills and Hamworthy United as their season rolls on.